Starting out, I've got 3 Forest Pansy redbuds, and I love redbuds. And I don't really see blue flowers that often. There's not really a blue flower I can think of, and they are just beautiful. This bed is going to be huge. This is the biggest bed I've ever made, I think. Like Forrest Gump, I got shot in the buttocks yesterday. Well, I started this YouTube channel as really a documentary about changing the entire landscape from a yard that's been all grass to botanical gardens. And today I'm in the corner of our gardens that we don't really go to. I've been filling this out with bald cypress and grasses, and got a big spot of hydrangeas that I just didn't know where to put. I've got dawn redwoods, white pines, but it's really been all grass before that, and it's really just looked like a mess. You can see I've started cutting edges in, and this corner when I moved in was just grass. There was a big oak that fell down. We cleaned that out, and that's kind of where the hydrangea nursery is that I didn't know where to put extra hydrangeas I had. But today we are really going to attack it. I have 3 trees that I really love and 3 perennial shrubs that we're going to put in that I actually bought last year. Starting out, I've got 3 Forest Pansy redbuds, and I love redbuds. This is a purple one, and really the spirit of this bed is going to be purple and whites, I think. So these are single trunk redbuds. They grow 20 by 25, it says. I don't know if they'll do that here, but we'll see. I kill a lot of redbuds. The second one is this dark lavender Chiffon Rose of Sharon, and I don't really see blue flowers that often. There's not really a blue flower I can think of, but these have just started blooming. I bought these last year on the hospital section. I think they were $19 marked down, and then I got them even cheaper than that when they were on their last legs, but I kept them mulched in, and they are just beautiful. They are blooming, and this one needed to be cut back a little bit, but I really like that. And the spirit of that is, if you've seen our white Rose of Sharon from the front, that's maybe 40 years old. It just looks awesome. And I'll plant these together so it's a really strong presence in this bed. But this bed is going to be huge. This is the biggest bed I've ever made, I think. So before I get these planted in, I'm going to show you what I did yesterday to really define that front edge of this bed. So this used to be all one big oak and grass, really. So I've got the edges cut in, and bald cypresses planted, grasses planted, and I've got holes drilled in a grid pattern to where hopefully lavender will thrive, because this is really bad soil, and lavender loves bad soil, I think, well drained soil. And I drilled down deep enough to where I hope water can drain down under the roots so they're not sitting in water. And you can see I've got holes zigzag for lavender, but 5 days ago we got rain, and there's still some moisture in that hole. And I think drilling down in that clay soil allows moisture to penetrate that ground and not run off as much. But the ground is so hard back here, I don't think I could do it without a drill. But every year I try to grow lavender and I kill lavender, so this is my next attempt. I've got over 100 plants, I think, and I've been collecting that are not doing great in the pot. That's a less stellar example, but most of them look pretty good. And we're gonna get as many in as we can because it's gonna rain tomorrow. So as I've been planting bald cypress and dawn redwoods grasses over the last few years here, it's really looked crazy. But I don't think anyone else or myself knew the vision of what I really wanted to do here. But you can see nice sharp edges on the bed design that I've cut in. And I think once the mulch gets down, that'll look really good. I can rake down those berms that I've got up on the trees. From the roadside, this has changed so much. We've got wildflowers on this berm of the ditch. I just think that's gonna look great. There's gonna be some stuff that I'll have to move. I've got lavender in here that may or may not survive. I'm not sure if I'm gonna get drip to everything, but a few more weeds to kill. This is an old tree that we had, and I've been planting hibiscus and hydrangeas around it that I had extras of and really just didn't know what to do with them. But this has just been a kind of a hairy spot to mow around, and hopefully, since I've got mulch dropped kind of behind where the lavender is, I can rake that in and I don't need to run over the lavender. At least that was the plan, but I've got holes dug where I think I want to put stuff. So starting out, I think this would be a nice little spot for a redbud grove. This horse chestnut actually broke off in the storm last week, just snapped it right off. So that's going to come out. And over here, I think the chiffons would look really nice. Those Rose of Sharons kind of interspersed with the grasses. Once we get mulch put down, I think that'll look really tight. Hopefully they're 6, 7, 8 foot tall. I guess grasses get about 6 foot, but I think that's a good look for that spot. So you'll have blue, purple from the redbuds, and then we'll put in a lot of black lace elderberries and stuff, I'm sure. Actually, I know because I've got them. I just need to get the mulch down. Well, I think that looks really good. This is gonna be a nice blue spot of the yard, and those are just the prettiest hibiscus Rose of Sharon that I've found. I really didn't plan on raking 14 yards of mulch today, but I really like how that looks, so I'm gonna get it done. I'm gonna get a drink first though. Pause de hydration. So I've got irrigation going to all of my lavender. It's not plugged in yet, but I've got the lines buried, or going to be buried. And I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna scoop mulch for this front side around the lavender, because it's easier to scoop with a shovel than rake around that lavender. You don't want mulch right up against the lavender. It seems to dampen off. If it's wet down here, it's going to dampen off and probably maybe kill the plant, maybe kill the bottom of the plant. So I'm going to try to keep mulch away from that the foliage on the lavender. Lavender is very finicky here. I don't know why I thought I could do that in maybe an hour, but that was a lot of work and I couldn't even finish the video after I had all this mulch raked. But this turned out pretty good, and I gassed out right here at the end. So I've got 4-ish piles to finish, but it's starting to look like a garden bed. And those blue chiffon Rose of Sharons are just gonna be awesome. If you compare that to what we have in the front with the white one, it is going to be just a huge spectacle back here. Just flowers everywhere, hibiscus type flowers in this spot. We've got the redbuds over here, and we've got bald cypress interspersed with lavender, of course, grasses. Big spot of hydrangeas I need to clean up once I get to that side. And over here you get into more dawn redwoods and pines, which I just love. Went a little crazy with the weed killer, but we have got weeds. This is a dawn redwood, and isn't that pretty? Just a ferny looking, bigger bald cypress type leaf, needle. And then I've got another one over here that are really, they were hospital section trees, but they're coming out of it, and I think they rooted in really well. But I really like this curved edge on the road. I've got wildflowers on this side, more bald cypress, little stumps the deer have taken down, but this is just going to be a beautiful bed compared to what it was. We've got nice curves, maybe a little too aggressive here. That's a big bald cypress though. Look how bushy he got. I just love those. I just love fern structure plants, and even though they're deciduous, they are really nice. I've got holes for more lavender, but I actually have a different idea. I don't have high hopes for my capacity to grow lavender, so I know a lot of them might die. And I think instead of lavender over here, wooden delphinium just be amazing. Just growing up, and more of a perennial natural flower than lavender in this spot. But I think that blues and pinks and purples and whites, delphinium popping up just randomly, not really random because I've got holes, but that would be really nice. I just need to get this mulched. I could not finish the mulch yesterday. Usually I can work when I'm dead tired, but I had an auger accident yesterday. It got wrapped up in my shirt, nicked me in the buttocks, and I just could not go on. So just like Forrest Gump, I got shot in the buttocks yesterday. That is worth it though for me. I didn't realize the wound was as bad as it was, but I am a little stiff today. So I'm gonna give this bed a day's rest, and I should be back up and running tomorrow. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Pumpkin patch is looking pretty good. One of these has a huge flower. Look at that. See if there's anything in it. There's always something. Full of something. I think there's wasps sleeping in there. Yikes. That's a big flower though. Look at that.